Hello and welcome to Running Hot, blazing trails through the Australian Netrunner scene. I'm Jackson. I'm joined by Connor. How are you, Connor?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. This is game three from round three of our Swiss segment of the recent Australian Northern Nationals tournament that we ran in Brisbane, Australia. Who have we got playing now?
So we've got our job on the left there playing Azmari, and Kian here on the right playing Sable. Kian's a Brisbane local who has recently jumped into Netrunner, as obviously old Magic the Gathering player. Has yet to win a
Yep.
Netrunner mat. Um,
Well, we didn't record it, but I can tell you that Ian played in the startup tournament the day after, and he was successful in winning a mat. He actually won the see how they run mat.
oh,
So
excellent. So no excuse next time,
yeah,
Kian.
no excuse. Yeah, we want to see a net runner mat in the future.
Speaking
And
of
our
Netrunner.
job is rocking the pawn mat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Speaking of Netrunner mats, our job has my favorite mat and favorite piece of art. I love the pawn art. It's so good.
Yep, taking us all the way back to 2014.
Yeah.
That is a nostalgia piece if I've ever seen one.
Now, I wasn't paying attention just then. Did either mulligan?
It beats me.
All right, I gotta start doing that next time. Otherwise,
Yeah.
every game's gonna start with
So
me saying I wasn't paying attention.
who mulligans? Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But we have started off with a predicted planogram. Click
yeah.
one. That's interesting. Icing the remote, putting something in the remote.
I wonder if he did mulligan. Just because predictive mulligan to draw seems like an odd opening play.
It's an interesting term on play. Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, but we discarded a card, so we were looking for something. Um, Probably a piece of ice, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
That
And
allows you to do that sort of.
Sable has this mark ability, which I guess just to quickly explain,
Mm,
every turn she gets randomly assigned a server, either HQ, R&D, or archives, which will be done with the little shuffle cards that Kian's got there. There's a bunch of abilities that trigger off mark, but Sable's innate ability is she gets a click back.
Yep. So Ian used that immediately to check HQ. So that was a free run, didn't cost any clicks, and we saw a punitive counter strike. So Kian knows what the game is, or what at least what some of the game is. We have to watch out for that.
Yeah,
And then we get into the remote using the boomerang to leverage that piece of ice, and we see Rashida. That's great. I think we've got a lot of info about the corp strategy, and we've stopped them from triggering their Rashida.
yeah.
So Kian's off to a great start.
And the boomerang, one would assume, is on that remote piece of ice, which also makes it harder for um,
Our
our
job.
job to put in another Rashida or another kind of money asset.
Yeah, well, I mean, once you decline to res it, you kind of it really just leaves you open now. He can get in there whenever he wants, unless Arjor puts a second piece of ice on that remote. And I'm guessing based on the opening that we're a bit light on ice.
Yeah. Uh,
Keegan's brought into frame his big
his,
bag of
his giant bag
dice.
ice. He's got a dice there. I've never noticed this before. One of the values is 130.
That's interesting. I wonder what that's for. Like, I asked Kean once about his dice. He said, "You never know when you're going to need a particular kind of dice, or how many of them you're going to need." So
Yeah.
he's prepared for any outcome.
Yeah. I think he said he's played a lot of different games too, so he just has this big
Yeah,
collection of dice. I was
yeah.
telling Kian about back in the Fantasy Flight Games days where you weren't allowed to like use dice numbers to represent anything, but you could use dice themselves. So a dice could be a credit,
Oh
but a
yeah,
dice could not be its dice value worth of credits,
yeah,
which was a weird rule, but whatevs.
yeah. I mean, s- to me, like some dice, like especially those D20 spin downs, you got a real risk of them getting knocked and you lose the value. Like they're not necessarily the most stable things. I can understand the six-sided dice being pretty pretty safe. And in fact, one of the top 8 prizes for this event is some metal 6-sided dice.
Yeah.
Very sturdy. But yeah, D20s I'm less enthusiastic about, just because of how easily they can get knocked over.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Now, in the last little bit, we've seen an install from our job of HQ. We saw an install into the remote, which I think was a Rashida. Swap to Kian. He's got
Yes.
out a daily cast. He's got that Mystic Mamie. He got R&D on the marks. I think he got just a free access on R&D. And now we're
Yep.
back to our job, who
Has fired that Rashida.
yeah. And we have a glary card.
A mystery card. Draw 2.
Ah, this is going to be
This
that
could be sudden
draw
commandment.
two, shuffle agendas away, right?
Oh, attitude adjustment. Yeah. Yeah. So it looks
Yeah.
like we've got 2 re-educations going back, and we're going to show those to Kian. So now you pretty much know everything you need to know. If Kian didn't know what this deck was trying to do, I think now you understand.
And if you're a viewer, we game one was a very similar deck. So if you haven't checked out game one, probably just check out all the games. I would probably do them in
Yeah.
order as well because we're recording these in order.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess this Azmari's got a lot of kill in it, which is a bit scary.
Yeah, it's not a vegan deck. Although, actually, well, yes, the punitive counter-strike
Yeah,
does meat damage.
does meat
Yeah.
damage. No,
I
you're
was going
right.
to say, actually, the re-education combo doesn't actually do meat
Well,
damage.
it does core damage, right?
It
Isn't the
does
whole thing
core
that
damage,
you
yeah.
shuffle the hand and then you do that single point core and that's how you win?
Yes, yes. So we're trying to score a re-education on top of a dupe start grid, and then because you get to order your triggers, you make the runner put their entire hand into their deck, and then you do a core damage.
Yeah. So our job
And if they try
here
to contest it, you punitive them.
our job here. Well, first was the re-education. We're still on that turn, and then there's 2 assets go down.
Yep. Kian's mark is R&D.
Yeah, which because it's open, will just be a free
Right.
access.
Yep. Kian spun down the dice on the daily cast, but I don't think he actually took the credits.
This is true. He looks like he's done that now.
There we go. Yeah. So we're seeing that top card and then trashing it. That is sudden commandment. I'm gonna
So that
check the
was
remote.
he got that click back, so he's back to 4 clicks.
Hmm.
And our job here is going to track for us, which I love.
Yeah. All right, so no res, and we see re-education. So, does that mean that we're just going to go for the punitive? We have the money. Kian's only got 2 cards in hand. You might only need 1 punitive counterstrike to win.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
we're playing the class act. That is a great thing to do in the last 2 turns. We draw 5. Put one on the bottom.
Has he only got 1 card in hand though? Is that class act only going to bring him up to 5?
5, yeah.
Ooh.
I think that's the best you can do.
Well, he clicked for credits, right? So, and he's got 1 credit left. So he could have another card in hand.
No, he didn't. Oh, he must have clicked for credits to get the class act
Yeah.
down because he had
Is this going
1.
to be
He
game?
gained 4 at the start of his turn. Used 2. I think it
Yeah.
might be, yes. So we hit 3, and then we do another one.
That's
Double
it.
punitive. Wow. Can be over that quickly.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he clicked for credits. So he could have had an extra card in hand there.
I think oh, I suppose, yeah, because he had a credit left over, right? So he could have drawn an extra card.
So
And then he would
yeah,
have been
instead of
safe.
clicking for 1 credit, he could have drawn an extra card. He'd played Cast Act. He'd go broke, and he'd be up on it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. And that's I mean, it's still Swiss, so it's not like anyone gets cut out or anything. But we'll see people in game 4? Yeah, 4. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.